Here's a quick video just so you know what's going on. When you're going to the Sunset Retreat RV, this is your entry point. You're going to just follow on down. I'd like to have lots of these little yellow and red signs, let you know some of the activities and things you can use. Sometimes there's people backed up registering their RVs, whatnot. You don't have to do that. You're on the fast track. So just slowly pass by on the right side. That's the head office right there if you ever need anything. Also the little general store. This is also where you get your rafts and whatnot. You just come up to the general store, firewood, ice. And you just follow this gravel road. Speed limit is 5 miles an hour, be mindful. Over to your right, you've got your bathroom area, playground, and also the access to the river. So you slowly drive, and right here as it turns to the left, that is site number 19. You've got your own table on one side, and then you're going to have a little fire pit as you see when I turn in. You're going to be parking right here to the left side of the RV. And once you park, you'll be right at the door, and there's a little campfire and a swing. Couple of issues on the outside we want to discuss before we ever go inside. First off, you have propane tanks in the front of the RV. This is what powers your hot water and your stove. I usually have 2 tanks, usually a backup. I have 2 full ones right now, but I will have a backup one in the future. Right now it's flipped over to the left side, as you can see, and this propane tank was just filled and it is on. We usually have those off, so we ask that you double check and make sure that it is on. And we do that for safety. Once you've turned on the propane tank, you want to come over here and turn on your water supply line. This is your water, this is the 19. Your water is simply a spigot attached to the RV, and I already have it on right now. But usually you want to double check and make sure that is on. You don't have to connect anything, you don't have to level anything. We've taken care of all those items for you. And over here, you're going to see almost all RV parks usually have a septic line that connects to the ground. This is what's called a drop-off septic, where he actually checks it, and he has a portable unit that he brings by that he can actually dump it. But what you're going to do is not touch any of these items. Don't ever try to empty out your tanks for your septic, shower, or anything. He's going to have to do that. The park manager does that, so you do not have to worry about that. So this is your entry. As you can see, I leave 1 dust broom. This is your outdoor dust broom. If you ever need to sweep off your steps or anything out here. This is your lock box. You're going to notice that I'm going to cover the numbers up. This lock box only opens by pushing on this and pulling towards you. That's how these open. When you're using a key on the lock box, we only ask that you lock the top. If you lock the bottom, these are much harder and literally can break the key inside of them. If you want a deadbolt for safety, you can just do it from the inside, but we ask that you only use this. Another trick about these keys is that I can literally lock it. You see it's locked. Unlock it, door opens. I can actually lock the door, take the key out, and have no idea that that's a locked door. So I toss the keys inside, go back outside to do something, close the door, and I've locked myself out. Do not do that. Make sure the keys are always on you at all times or in the lockbox. And then the other thing you want to make sure you do is make sure when you take it out that it works like so. Once you're inside the RV, you need to know a couple things that are unique to this RV. We now own 10 of them, and every single one's a little different. So what we have in here is a beautiful on-demand hot water system that uses propane. So if you want to do that, you want to make sure that propane's been turned on, as I showed earlier. And then if you want hot water, you flip that switch. You'll notice when you flip that switch underneath the bed, this little light system comes on with a little red light at the bottom left. And if I want to use hot water, turn it on. And then automatically you're going to see the screen light up, and voila, it literally tells you the temperature of the water as it heats up, and you can even adjust it to hotter or cooler. Quick tutorial on the stove. If you ever want to light the top of the stove, what you do is simply pick up this top, folds, it goes backwards. We always keep lighters in the drawers. You want to grab a lighter, And what I'm going to do is go over here and turn an eye I want to use. You want the front eye to be turned on. We're going to go ahead and turn it to light. And you have to push in to do that. And then light. And you have lit the first eye. And of course, to turn it back off, you have to push in. You can adjust the heat to whatever temperature you need, and then you turn it to off. And always make sure it's off. Be very, very careful that all these buttons say off when you leave. We tell you not to use the oven. RV ovens are very particular, and what we recommend if you ever need to bake something, we have over here to the right a toaster oven you can just take down and use it for your baking needs of cookies or some baked chicken or whatever you need. And also, this little device is very important. This makes sure if the gas is left on, it will warn you and sound an alarm that there's gas in the RV. Quick recommendation, if you go for the day, we do ask that you turn off this hot water heater system just for safety's sake. And these duct tape things are things you do not need to worry about. They're always pushed in the right position. Just nothing important. Since we are connected to power and water, you don't need to know anything with those. Do have a freezer and fridge here. The lights should be green that says on. If it ever says gas check if flashing, it usually means your propane tank has ran out. So you need to make sure you switch over to the new tank. You would turn it off and then back to the on position, and then it will go and check itself and make sure it's good to go again. This is our bathroom. We highly recommend our guests use the back bathroom that is on site at the RV campground. It's full size, it has unlimited hot water there, and much more room. If you're familiar with RVs, there's not a lot of room for the toilets or shower. If you do use a toilet, I do have a little sign on here that says do not put toilet paper, tampons, or anything in a toilet except actually what comes out of your body. And we even request that you put toilet paper in a separate trash can. This prevents the black tank from getting backed up. And also we will, if the toilet ever does back up, we have to make a quick call to the park manager for him to do a manual pump out of the tank. We do recommend that you do what you need to, preferably at the RV campground bathroom, but we understand sometimes you need to go to the bathroom at night or in a hurry. This bathroom does work just fine. And just to highlight how these bathrooms work, this is a RV toilet. So if you want water, you push it halfway down with a foot lever, and if you need to flush, you push it all the way down. We usually recommend to leave a little bit of water in the tank. Just makes things easier. And also when it comes to the shower, most RVs only have 6-gallon hot water tanks, which usually is about 4 minutes of hot water, but this is an on-demand system, so if you did have to take a shower here, you do have unlimited hot water in a very small confined space.